Hello. Hello. Good morning. Yeah, pop-up. That's what I love. I love a pop-up. When things get too mundane, when things get too expected, expect it when you least expect it, I think, in the wonderful world of Arnold Horshack. So, hey, good morning. Good morning. This is a completely unexpected. Happy to be here. I'll be here for the next hour or so. Destination Decluttered TikTok Live. Yeah, that's what I love to do. For those of you who know me, my name is Beth, but just remember Destination Decluttered because that's so much more important. Also, what's important is for me to assemble my glasses thusly. Hello. Yeah. Oh, there you go. German made. Yeah, see, here's a funny thing. I kind of made an informal promise promise to folks to say I might show up this morning, and then, boy howdy, does external accountability, even at the lowest level, help us all. Am I right? So there we go. Okay, Morgan Ray, nice to see you again. Jersey Knight, good morning. Teresa, Jen B, liking the live, loving that you're liking the live and saying good morning. Gato, uno, dos, tres. Buenos, good morning. So anyhow, so here's a tip right off the bat. Make yourself a promise and then increase the likelihood that you'll keep your promise to yourself by telling somebody else you're going to do it. So I was traveling this past week and I decided to just do a pop-up from the road. I didn't say I was going to, but I thought it might be fun at a certain point when I had some downtime. And then I mentioned that I might be showing up today. Now tomorrow I have a scheduled things. Tomorrow I'm just chatting, putting my socks while people are coming in and saying, "Hey, I'm going to totally help you with your clutter today. Your clutter and your stuff and your house and home looking and feeling like you want it to." But what I realized, and I even said this to my husband, I told people, here's a funny thing. I will learn from my experience. This is the whole reason I even show up doing the TikToks, doing the videos, doing the coaching, having the mailing list, downloading my TikTok lives and uploading them to Destination Decluttered on, YouTube, is I want you to learn from me, my mistakes, so you just get to where I am a hell of a lot quicker than it took me. It's like I paved a road. I figured it out. Boy, did I go down some wrong directions and stuff like that. But I will share this with you. If you want to do something, no matter how big, how small, you're kind of making a promise to yourself saying, I want to do that. Now, don't beat yourself up if you don't do it, but increase the likelihood that you will do it by telling somebody you're going to do it. External accountability, support, encouragement. I did that when I was traveling. I mentioned that I was going to do, perhaps I was going to do a TikTok live today. And then I was going through my brain. I was like, okay, we need to leave at a certain time. I need to get up. I can do this. But I didn't say what time. And here's the funny thing. As I was there, I'm walking through the house going like, oh, I'll do it at 9. And then I got late. Well, maybe 9:15. Then it's 9:16. And I kind of yelled into the other room to my husband as I was walking here to say, you know what? That's what I get for not being more specific. That's what I learned. If I had said I was going to be here at 9:15, boy, howdy, would I have been here at 9:15? But I didn't. So notice. Make a promise to yourself, tell somebody else, and be specific about what you're going to do. And that would increase the likelihood that you just do it, okay? I say that because even though I am a decluttering life coach, what I want to offer you right off the bat is that decluttering, getting cluttered, being cluttered, decluttering, staying decluttered, all of that has a lot to do with your habits, Now, trust me, I have been in the habit of being a cluttered person for decades. And now I am a decluttered person, and man, it just feels so much better. So anyhow, that's why I'm here. So I see we've got a lot more people on right now. Good morning. My name is Beth, Destination Decluttered, Decluttering Life Coach, here for you. Boop. Here for you for the next hour or so to help you with what you're stuck with clutter-wise and kind of otherwise. But you know what? Here's the great thing. When we talk about your clutter, the way you deal with your clutter, when you find a way to deal with your clutter, you can, you're going to deal with your other stuff. You're going to have a process to deal with your other stuff too. And I like to make this simple. I like to make it fun. I like to make it silly, because when things are simple and fun and kind of silly and, you never know what's going to happen, that's when I show up. That's when I'm actually engaged to do something. So here we go. I guess, so if you've never been to one of my TikTok lives, good morning. If you have a clutter problem, pop it in the comments. I will read it out loud and I will help you with it. The other thing too is, though, other people, I will tell you this right now, a lot of people that have seen me do these TikTok lives, because I was gone for a week, so you may not have even heard of me, and now you're like, who's this crazy lady? Is that many people say, oh, Destination Decluttered TikTok Live. This means I am supposed to get up and walk around and declutter. So put me on a speaker, put me on your headphones, whatever you get to hear me, but let me be your buddy for the next hour or so. Your what do you call that with the ADHD? Not the buddy system, but your body doubling. Let me help you with your decluttering, even just by hanging out with you here on a Saturday morning, doing that, depending upon where you are. Okay, Pirate Coast Treasure says, my husband has stuff everywhere and I can't take it. And what I want to suggest to you is get curious. Get curious about why your husband, just observe him. Just notice. Maybe I'm not implying that your husband is a chimp, but like Jane Goodall and the Chimps. Just notice the things he does. Notice the things that you do too. Now, I want to say this to all of us before we start pointing fingers, because I could point my fingers down the hall here to my husband and his music studio, which to me, I go in there and it's much more cluttered than any other place in the house, but it's his stuff. Before I start pointing fingers at him, let me point fingers at me. Where am I not 100% working on my own clutter? Okay, so notice your habits and maybe change your habits. Learn to change your habits. Now, I can help you with that, the learning of the changing of the habits. But everything for everybody, start with curiosity as opposed to judgment. We all have thoughts. This is the thing. This is where my kind of life coaching background, because I'm a certified life coach, this is where it comes in. We all have thoughts in our heads, sentences, words in our heads that make us feel a feeling in our heart, in our body, that make us do a thing. We all have thoughts about our clutter. They make us either feel like, oh yeah, I'm decluttered. This is no big deal. I go and declutter. Or, oh my God, I'm overwhelmed. I can't even. You have your thoughts and feelings and take action on those. Your husband has his own thoughts and feelings and he takes action with those. Okay, so just get curious. And I just say this because honestly, when you are judgy, you're shutting somebody else down. You're shutting yourself down when you become very judgmental. When you're saying to yourself, why do I do this? How does that make you feel? Makes you feel crappy. When you feel crappy, what do? Probably nothing. Probably curl up in a ball, avoid stuff, eat tasty snacks. But when you're curious, why do I do that? I don't know. It's just a habit. Or I don't know, I was never taught. Or I don't know, but I'm going to find out. And you can start with I don't know, but I don't know is kind of just a buffer. It's like a sentence that you use in order to give your brain time to figure out what you do know. Because you do know some of this stuff. You're no dumb bunny. Okay? Just notice that with everybody. And see, this is so funny. So Carissa fills out, my husband does. We are in the garage as we speak, trying to fight to get this straightened out. Okay, do not fight. The fighting isn't going to work. Get curious about yourselves. Some of the clutter will bring up emotions. It will, but there's a process. There's a process you can use. Okay, and I'm bringing this up because Cam's Gammy says, don't really know where to start. Sentimental items only to me. So in decluttering, everybody, as a refresher for the folks who've been here before when I do these, new people, I love myself some alliterations, something beginning with the same letter. Think of the 3 S's for clutter. Sentiment, now I'm getting it all screwed up. Hold on. Surface, stored, sentimental. Notice how, if you were watching the thing, and if anybody's just listening, I'm just putting my hand above my head, like at one level, an upper, like a very high level, a medium level, and then kind of a down low level. And I always leave with, I forgot to put my rings on. I always leave with sentimental right near my heart, because Cam's Gammy is saying sentimental items. Sentimental items, they live here, motorboat, they live here. The stories of your stuff live in you, in your brain, and in your heart. The sentimental items are the things that there's a story up here about your stuff that makes you feel a certain feeling, and hopefully it's a good feeling. Hopefully it's a souvenir from a wonderful experience, or just a part of your life. Notice this. And Cans Gammy, what I would say to you is this. If they are sentimental items only to you, do not need to, you know what, you do not need to, you decide what you keep. Everybody. You are always the one who is in control of what you keep and what you sell and what you give away and what you donate and what you throw away. That's all up to you. It's a wonderful decision-making process. Now, I know I have stuff that is sentimental only to me. What I am doing, however, is I am surrounding myself with just the things I love. I'm very now judicious about what I bring in. Like, I was gone for a week, and years ago, I probably would have bought a heck of a lot more souvenirs. Now I'm very picky. I'm very curatey about what I bring into my home, because I know at a certain point, I'm going to have to make a decision later on about what do I do with this thing. That life is temporary. But you get to make those decisions. What I want to offer, though, this is what I'm going to do, and my nieces and nephew will know this, is I have evidence of my life that I have stories about stuff that I want to share. These things are memories for me, but I also want them to know a little bit more about me. So I'm going to have my nieces and nephews over at some point when I'm older. I'm not that old yet. To when they are in a better position to appreciate the things that I want to share with them. Because gosh, I wish I had paid attention to my great aunts with some of their wonderful stories of growing up when they did. So I want to be that aunt, and I have some of my stuff. However, I do not expect any of my nieces and nephews, and maybe grandnieces and grandnephews, to ever want to hang on to any of my stuff. I am breaking that family chain with my stuff. There are a few things that are like family legacy things that I will pass on because I am of that generation, but I am not going to, weigh somebody else down with the stuff that brought me joy, because I don't want to be weighed down with something that somebody else owned. Okay. Hopefully that helps. Okay. All right. Colleen creates content. I've gathered stored life for over 10 years into my new small home to sort, keep, sell, donate. Awesome. Rock on, Colleen. That is great. There are going to be, not to sound like the birds or the birds and the monkeys chubby checker. I don't know if you know this about me. I am Gen X. So man, do I speak in my own cracking up version of pop culture references. When I meant the birds, I meant the BYRDS, the band, where they had the song that was based on the Bible, To Everything Turn, Turn, Turn. I mention that because there are probably been seasons of your life where you've accumulated things, and there are seasons of your life that you have gotten rid of things, and then you've accumulated and you've gotten rid of, or maybe you've just accumulated. But if you're watching a TikTok live about somebody who's helping me with clutter, something's telling me that maybe you're at the chapter of your life where you're like, I used to collect all that stuff and I have all this stuff kind of in my past. Notice I'm pointing kind of that away, but then I'm not cool with that anymore. It was fun until it wasn't. Oh, thank you for the roses. I don't know what it means, but I think it's something good. So thank you very much, Tex-Mex and Catherine. Very nice. Just notice that you are a book. You are a book with different chapters. Some are short, some are long. It's like different years, different seasons, who you are. You're always evolving. Evolve yourself into the best version of yourself, the one that you want to be. Okay? And I mistakenly, and there's a little heart too. Okay. Here's a funny thing. Oh my gosh. Let me see if I can come back on friends and family who like to text in the morning, but they were going boop, 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 boop. And I love it, but I want to concentrate on you. And what I want to say is, you are at a certain age. You are a certain chapter of your life. When I'm doing this, people who are just listening, I'm just pointing to a map pin kind of behind me on the wall here with a little car and the dotted line going to your destination. This is why I call it Destination Decluttered, because you get to decide what you want your home and life to look and feel like. So start today. If what you did prior to here, it's like you're on a road trip. You got here doing certain things. That's cool. You are here now. What do you like? What do you don't like? With intention, move forward to something you're excited about. That's what I say. Just moved. Michelle says, just moved. I want to purge and minimize my life. Suggestions? Yes, Michelle, do it. Go for it. I give you permission. I want to say this. Get to know you and who you are now. What are the things, and I love this. I started this. I've got this little, I'm going to show it really quick. I use it in my coaching. Think of how your stuff makes you feel in your body. Only keep the stuff that's green, the stuff that lights you up, that's functional, that makes you go, yeah, I love it. Oh, this makes it easy. And anything else that's kind of meh or ugh, it can go to somebody else. Tita Marie, going from married to single, unsure of how to put things in a new space, and be organized and flow. Tita Marie, you are going to get to know you as a single person. Getting to know you, getting to know all about you. I sound like Big Edie, don't I? If you know, you know. What I want to suggest is get to know you. Where do you have such a wonderful opportunity. You get to set things up the way you want them, the way they make sense to you and your brain, your life, your situation makes sense. You have complete control over this. Isn't that a lovely, exciting thing to think about? I am going to put my keys here because when I come in, I often throw my keys in this certain place, so I'm going to put a hook there. Make it easy to find my stuff. The thing I will offer for you too is you can experiment with things. You may have an idea. Oh, I think I'm going to put this here. Oh, after a while, no, all it's doing is getting in my way, and you can change it. But notice what I want to empower you with is doing it where it feels right to you, but also gets you the result you want. And when I am doing a consultation with my coaching clients or people who want to be one-on-one clients with me, I often ask, and I'll ask everybody here, I don't hide anything. What do you want your home to look like? Give yourself a chance to answer that, after this TikTok or even now. What do you want your home to feel like? What do I mean by that? How do you want to feel when you're in your home? And then also, and this speaks to the organized and flow, how do you want your home to function? Now, I love that kind of interplay between like the right brain, the left brain, all the brains, and do it so it feels right to you. Okay. Oh, thank you for everybody who's following me here. Oh, I didn't even unplug my mouse here. Thank you for following my TikTok page. If you haven't done it yet and you would like to, that would be cool. Because I do TikTok lives often. I will do them a handful of days of the week. I do them at different times. And here's a fun thing. I love learning from the people that follow me. And people had said, hey, it would be really cool. Do some at different times of the day, maybe at night for the people coming home. Maybe even do some like topical ones. Like I'm going to do one all about the kitchen. And if you want to sign up for the kitchen, you know what I mean? And you will find out when I'm doing the TikTok lives a couple of ways. One is if you just follow my page, which you may have just done, some people have, thank you. When I go live, you will know about that. But the other thing too is, as I said, I know that it increases my likelihood of doing something if I make a promise to somebody and I follow through with that. So what I often do too is if you follow my, if you drop me a follow, I think the kids say, on TikTok, I also will do a video where I am telling you when my TikTok lives for the next week will show up. They're different every week because that's how I run my life and I love it. It also keeps it flexible. Also know that if you miss a TikTok live, I have a Destination Decluttered page on YouTube, and I download the TikTok lives from there and I upload them to that page, so you can always watch them. Excuse me, I'm gonna plug in my phone here for a second. Okay, there we go. All right, thank you for all the lives. The other thing really quickly, before I kind of hop back into the questions, because I see I've got a whole thing here, is, and I say this specifically today, a couple things, just so you know, is I have a Destination Decluttered email mailing list. I tell you that because tomorrow I am doing a free workshop on Zoom all about how to make space in your schedule, in your life, for the things that you need to do, you have to do, you want to do, all those things. It's a process I do. I call it breeze blocking. Anybody's been to Palm Springs, I know you've seen, blocks like this. I love Palm Springs, so that's why I call it that. But if you're interested in it, it's free if you're on the Destination Decluttered mailing list. I just like to give away free things, but I want to give away free things to people who I know are going to appreciate it. And if you think you might be interested in that, and we do like a monthly free Zoom call. It's the one way that you can get the first dibs on when I am going to be showing up on TikTok, things like that. DestinationDecluttered.com/join. Destination Decluttered, that's me, DestinationDecluttered.com. And then even if you don't do the /join, you can just go to the homepage. There's a join tab. There's a work with me thing. You can scroll all the way down to the bottom. There's just an easy form. You put in your your email address. You promise you're not a robot, and then you get the welcome email. On the welcome email, there's a habit tracker that, man, I kind of slacked on my own habit tracker this month because I was traveling, but it's a good thing. Helps you get back on track. Okay, so just wanted to mention that. Destination Decluttered email mailing list, destinationdecluttered.com/join. And then tomorrow morning, or not morning, like 11 a.m. Eastern, I'm doing a free Zoom call all about, we're going to map out our week, and you're going to see a way to get the stuff done you want to do, you have to do, all that fun stuff. Okay, now where am I? Boy, there's a lot of stuff here. All right, I love this too. I want to thank people who are also answering other people's questions while I am busy trying to answer one question, because boy, can I get easily distracted, okay? What else do we have? We have never had a car in our 2-car garage. It's 95% my husband's stuff, New York Evie. So here's a funny thing. I never knew you were actually supposed to put cars in garages. I never grew up where we did that. So, but just notice that. Get curious with your husband and yourself. What's the stuff in there? Why are you keeping it? Because you've got some thoughts and feelings that cause you to hang on to stuff. I will say this, not to get too life coachy, but I am a life coach, and I like to, there's stuff behind the stuff. There are thoughts and feelings that are keeping you from hanging on to stuff. You can also have thoughts and feelings that help you more easily release things. But you don't get to easily release them until you get curious about what those thoughts are. And not to get too, dive into the deep end of the pool, but why the heck not? Even though I usually use a road trip metaphor, as you can see with the little thing behind me. I also think the pool, the deep end of the pool really is. The stuff that is keeping you stuck is fear, and the stuff that's going to get you going is love. That's a mic drop moment, and there's a lot to it, but just notice that, okay? Okay, Morgan Ray says, I know you say to get the kids involved. My son is diagnosed borderline hoarder and cries about throwing. Okay. Notice this. Okay. I want to offer this with love too. You know your situation better than I do. Trust your judgment. If your son is diagnosed with something, he's been diagnosed by a professional, get a professional involved in this, and don't do something just because, with anything, trust your knowledge of your own situation, trust your own gut, and get professional help with this. If your son is diagnosed borderline hoarder and cries about throwing away stuff, obviously he's got, and I say this nicely, he's got stuff behind the stuff. He's got issues about this that you're working with him. Don't set him up. Don't set up something to fail. Don't trust somebody from the internet who just shows up and says, get your kid involved over your professional. Okay. I really take it seriously that when I show up to offer information that will not harm people, but I only do this. You are in control of what you decide is right for you. And the last thing I would ever want you to do is to counteract your gut feeling, to say, I don't think that's going to work with my son, or maybe, how about this? But maybe there is a way, maybe I can talk to whoever diagnosed him and get this. Because to me, honestly, decluttering is a life skill for everybody. Everybody is different. But really what it is making decisions that put you in control of what you keep in your life and what you get out of your life. And you do you, okay? So notice that. And my heart goes out to you. I am so glad you're getting help with that. But trust your gut to say, I don't think this is going to work exactly like it might to be for neurotypical people. That doesn't mean that everybody is going to be on a spectrum of sorts with your thoughts. Find a system, find a way that works for you, that gets you the results you want in the way that you want it. Treat it like a road trip. You want to enjoy the process. You don't want to be making it torturous. If it's torturous, something's not working. Pull over, find out what's not working. And then when you resolve that, when you change the flat tire, you can get going again. Oh, wait, there we go. I love it. Good morning. Annalisa Pixel Pitbull says, I did a quick pickup last night and noticed it was much faster because I have less. I love that. I love that. And also I love it. Okay, Deborah's saying, papers and multiple to-do lists all over help. Okay, Deborah, this is what you do, all right? You take all those multiple to-do lists, you put them all in a pile, and then you make one to-do list, okay? Actually, I will say this. There is a thing I'm going to introduce tomorrow on my, and this is not, I'm not going to try to sell, I am not salesy. But what I will say is there's a way that I organize my to-do lists that allows me to chunk it down so I can get stuff done. And I'm going to introduce that system. I call it like the Brady Bunch version because I just like to have fun with what I do. Is if you are interested in learning how to get your multiple to-do lists down to, a more manageable one so you can do the stuff, sign up for the Destination Decluttered email mailing list at destinationdecluttered.com/join, and then attend the free Zoom workshop I'm going to do tomorrow all about getting stuff done. Okay? But there are ways you can do it. And the one thing to do, it's great to get it out of your head, everybody. It's great to get your thoughts out of your head onto paper where you can see them, but also collect them up in some area. Getting it all over the place does not help. If it did, it would work and you would have done the things. Okay? Sammy just said, I just moved and it's been very hard to unpack and declutter. Got to work on it today. This is good. Yay, I'm glad I'm here to help you unpack into your new place and decide how you want it, all right? Sana Riok, 1984 is, I am sad knowing my kids will get rid of all my stuff. Okay, how about enjoying your stuff now? How about enjoying your stuff now, telling your kids the stories and realizing that we're all going to go someday. I know it sounds morbid, but it can be bittersweet. Yeah, I wish my nieces and nephews knew how awesome all my stuff is. They are not going to. I'm sure your parents, people, generations before us, maybe felt the same way. But life's too short to feel sad. I mean, feel the sadness, but then just, feel it and then be okay with it. Be like, all right, they're going to get rid of this stuff. I'm going to love up on it while I'm here. Oh, there we go. Lori says, the older I get, the more I want to get rid of things. But my husband wants to hold on to things. Yeah, we change. We get different. Get curious about that. Lori, I would say work on your stuff. Get curious about him, why he wants to hang on to things. The human brain does change as it ages. So there can be different ways. There can be a security in holding on to things, right? Oh my gosh, I'm holding on to this. I'm clinging on to this. I'm secure. I feel better because I'm afraid. I'm afraid that I'm aging. I'm afraid that I'm going to forget the memories that are attached to things. Notice that. I love it. K Max says, I am burdened with my great-grandmother's curio cabinet. I turned it into a liquor cabinet. I love that idea. I love it. All right. I love this. Okay, what else? Okay. RX Phil says, try a softer delivery for wife that saves empty containers. A little bit better. Still too much stuff. But you know what? Better. You guys, if you focus on better, it keeps you going. Better is better. Not perfect, not done. Just always say what can be better. Better begets better. Better begets better. Once your wife who saves empty containers gets used to the fact that she can be okay with a few, maybe you go around for another go round, another kind of weeding out later when she realizes it feels okay. It's baby steps for all of us. And I also want to note too that decluttering is a thing that you will go through and you do different kind of, notice how I'm almost like using my hand, like I always feel like I'm weeding a garden. You always go back and you kind of cull more things out. You do one circle around, you get that easy stuff. The next thing you know, the next level appears and then you cull that. So do it baby steps at a time, looking for better. Better, not perfect. And also just noticing the emotional regulation when your wife feels okay and safe at a level where there's fewer things. Then not that you say, okay, now we're going to do it again. But you know what? Baby steps it. Okay. All right. Thank you for sharing your experience. Need to hear this from a loving standpoint. Please, I'm not going to show up. There's so much unlove and hate on the internet. I love showing up for love because it's cool and it helps. Love will find a way. I don't even know what band that is. I could probably sing the whole song. All right. So what else is there? All right, there we go. And okay, I'm thinking at the point where I need to deal with my stored clutter now. Annalisa, what I want to offer you, because I've seen your name, you have been saying that you've been showing up and you've been doing stuff. The great thing is, and I want to say this to everybody, the reason I suggest you start with surface clutter first, then you go to your stored, and then you go to your sentimental. It's like going to the gym. It's like practicing anything. You are going to be so much better at making decisions about what is this thing. Do I want it? If I want it, where does it go? If I don't want it, where does it go? That's as simple as this ever gets. But when you open up your storage unit, because you've dealt with other stuff in your home, you will be so much more knowledgeable about what you want in your life and you don't. So your stored clutter will be easier to do because you've practiced on the easy things. You've shown up and you've made decisions, because decluttering is a life skill and it's a decision-making process. And when you decide you want your life to look and feel a certain way, you can work towards that. Okay, I love it. So Morgan Ray says, how do you declutter when every room is full? Now, I love that kind of every room is full, because that to me indicates the word overwhelm. Overwhelm, over. Think of it over your head. Overwhelm, every room. That's when you use those kind of dramatic language. You know, every room is cluttered. Maybe that's true, but it doesn't have to be that way. I say this because I want to introduce another tool in the Destination Decluttered toolkit of getting you decluttered, which is to overcome the overwhelm, to down-regulate, to downshift. You think of the word over. Instead, when you feel overwhelmed, overburdened, over something, think of the word down. What do I mean by that? Couple of downs, wicked lot of downs, people. First of all, calm down. And I mean that in the nicest way. Calm your nervous system by breathing in deeply, down, breathing down into your lungs. Calm down, breathe down, slow down. Notice even getting your body involved. Notice this. And just when you feel more calm, then you can quiet down. And you can say, is every room cluttered? Okay. Every room is cluttered, but you know what I'm going to do? I'm also going to chunk it down. Chunk it down. I'm not going to look at the whole place. I'm just going to look at one room. Where is a room that if I started decluttering it, it would give me room to organize other things? Maybe it's the kitchen and I can sort things on the kitchen table. Maybe it's the dining room, because nobody I know has used this a dining room as often as back in the day people did. Maybe I'll do my dining room and I'll clear off that table and I'll use it as a workspace. Calming down, quieting down, slowing down, chunking down. Chunking down is also not just spatially saying what part of my home do I want to do, but it's also time-wise. I can't do this. It's going to take forever. No. How about this? How about setting a timer on your phone for 20 minutes? Chunk it down into time. You can do 20 minutes. You can pick a room. You can start with, pick one room. You've chunked it down. Deep breaths, move it down. Get your body moving and say, I'm going to get myself moving for 20 minutes in one room. And I'm going to start with surface clutter, because that's what this lady, Beth from Destination Decluttered on the internet, said is going to be the easiest. And I want to start easy because I want to get this started. I'm not going to start with the hard stuff. Surface clutter is going to be stuff that's on the surfaces, any horizontal surfaces. I'm going to pick one horizontal surface and I'm going to put things away from that horizontal surface where they belong. Whether it's trash in the trash, recycles in the recycles, dirty dishes in the sink, dirty dishes from the sink into the thing, I am going to work on that. And when I get started, taking action will make it look different and better even 20 minutes from now. Okay? So notice that. Catch yourself. Be a traffic cop. Your brain has these neural pathways, these roads that are in your brain that immediately you go to overwhelm and stuck. Become your new best friend as far as like your best like little traffic cop. Put your cute little traffic cop hand out and say, whoa, 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 whoa. This is not going to be helpful. If I get on that road, I'm going to be overwhelmed and I'm going to be spinning out. I'm going to be stuck in the mud. I'm not going to do anything. I'm going to have to consciously redirect the traffic. I'm not going down that road anymore. That road does not get me to where I want. The road I want to go to, my destination is over here. So I'm going to stop my internal traffic by doing this. Down regulating, feeling better, all the downs. And then when I feel that way and I know I can do it, 20 minutes, then I take action that I know is going to get me to where I want. And taking that action, going from stuck to started, is 99% of what's going to help you. Okay? I hope that helped you, Morgan Ray, and I hope it helped everybody, because, man, if that isn't like the Phillips head screwdriver in the toolkit of Destination Decluttered, I don't know what is. Okay? What else do we have? Whoa! All right. Annalisa Pitbull, oh man, I wish I had the financial means to hire you. You know what? Maybe you do, maybe you don't. I don't know. It's funny. Paid coaching, I will say this. Everybody has their own idea of what is a bargain, what is cheap, what is expensive, what is worth it. Only you can answer that. But what I want to offer is I give away so much for free that if seriously you are not in a financial situation to have me be your one-on-one coach, you can do all of this just by listening to my free stuff. Now, you'll get there probably quicker when you have that accountability and me helping to problem solve your problems one-on-one. But man, you are making progress even just showing up for these TikTok lives. There you go. Okay? You got it. Assertive Dog. I love this lady. Thank you, Assertive Dog. I bet you're swell too. Jennifer, thank you for telling me I'm so helpful. Now this is a funny thing because now things have popped up. So I now scroll back. I feel like I'm moonwalking back here. So I'm going to try to find out where we left things. There we go. See, Annalisa, you're chunking it down and doing it for your daughter. There we go. Okay, the habit tracker. Catherine wants, let me see. Mailing list, yes, get on my mailing list. Okay, the habit tracker is, the habit tracker is wicked easy. This one's kind of a mess because I've been using it. So basically what it is, it's a glorified piece of graph paper. I made it in Excel. I put a background of the U.S. here because I like that notion of a cross-country road trip. Because I often use that idea of you show up a little bit every day and you can drive from like Pennsylvania where I am over to Palm Springs. And I like, alliterations, Pennsylvania to Palm Springs. And every day you do something, like you put something down you want to do. Like you get 2 of these. When you sign up, this is where it sounds salesy, but I'm just being true. When you sign up for the Destination Decluttered mailing list, you get an immediate habit tracker. It's a PDF, 2-page PDF that is attached to the automatic welcome email that you get from signing up. It's a thank you gift from me to say thank you for giving me your email address. I will take good care of it. I will not spam you. And here's a gift because I'm nice like that. You can print this out, use it for the rest of your life. You get 2. I only use the one, you get one that has some blanks right here, and then you have another one that has like 10 or 12 things to just look at when you're trying to declutter and stay decluttered. What this is going to do is it's going to help you just show up a day at a time. You've got the thing you want to do, and then you fill out the day of the week, the month. Like I started mine, and I'm always going, I got to say, I'm East Coast, so I go backwards. I go this way. Because I want to drive, don't we all? I mean, that whole go west young man type of thing. August 27th. Oh my gosh, this thing is almost out of date. I haven't really shown up for myself, but it's okay. Because I've been busy. Yes. Oh my gosh, I've been so busy, but it's cool. This is when you want, this just increases the likelihood that you're going to show up. You can write down, declutter for 20 minutes. You can write down, what did I have written down? Get 10,000 steps, drink more water, do yoga, commit to finishing Noom. Anything that reminds you that the way to do anything is to just show up a little bit at a day and you get incrementally better. That's what it's for. Hope that helped. Okay. There we go. Your garage. All right. The thing that keeps you stuck. Oh, there we go. Yes. The thing that keeps you stuck is fear. The thing is moving is love. It is, and it's love for yourself. Think about it. I would love to riff on this one. Is you have thoughts in your head about your stuff that make you either feel good or feel bad. You have a thought in your head, hey, this is difficult, I hate this, versus this isn't so bad, I can do it. That's a thought. Either of those, one side of your head or the other side of your head. I like to pretend there's like a line down the middle right here when I'm explaining this. If you have a thought that makes you feel lousy, you're probably not going to do something good. You're probably going to be stuck. You're probably going to just spin your wheels. You're going to get out of, you're just going to tell yourself stories, blah, blah, blah. You're just going to spin. It's not going to be good. It's fear. It's fear of change. It's fear of a lot of things. On the other hand, when you decide to move around and say, I'm going to do something different, you're going to put up your traffic cop hand, get your body involved, calm down and say, you know what? On the opposite side of an unhelpful thought is a helpful thought. On the other side of an unhelpful feeling is a helpful feeling. On the other side of an unhelpful action, which is pretty much nothing or doing the same old thing, is a helpful action. And those are based in me loving myself to want to have a life that I love and get to my destination of I want my home to look better. It's as easy as that. And I won't say it's as easy as that. Me explaining it is simple, but reminding yourself of that. Noticing when you're stuck and saying, why am I stuck? I'm afraid. I'm afraid of change. I'm afraid I might need this someday. I am scared that I'm going to get in trouble because I spent a lot of money on something and now I'm giving it away. Notice those things. Okay. Ms. Soul Inspired says that does the stacks system work for decluttering before organizing? I'll be honest, I don't know what that is. I do not know what that is. But maybe you could help me with it, or I'll Google it or something like that. Yeah, I love it. Catherine is saying, we're in such a painting freshening up, the space kick, can't do it without the decluttering. Yeah, because it gets so much better. There we go. Samantha says, good morning. I've made lots of progress thanks to your motivation. It feels good. That's why we get the feeling. That's why we get the body involved. And the body will tell you. Your body will tell you the answer before your brain can even form a sentence. You know it when you look at something and you're like, ugh. You notice that you're like this. You can't even be like, that thing smells bad. It's like, oh, no, I don't want that. Or, ooh, what is that? That looks delightful. Notice how I'm using my body. Your body is giving you clues about what you want. Trust your body in those types of situations with your clutter. The stuff that we tend to spend a lot of time on is the stuff that's kind of like, as I said, like the push and pull. I don't know. Should I do it? It's usually a fight. It's kind of a struggle between what your brain is saying and your body. Like your body wants to say, let it go, let it go. And your body's like, wait, I spent some good money on that. Wait, you're going to get in trouble. You know, don't do that. You might need it someday. Fear, fear, fear. You know? Okay, Samantha says, I'm working on my girls' room right now. It's a wreck because I pulled everything out, but we're getting rid of a lot. Okay, Samantha, I want to help you with this, okay? Because I am going to be on for like another 15 minutes or so. Then literally we jump in the car and I have to do something. But I want to help you with this. And everybody, factor in time to put stuff away. Especially when you pull everything out. Everything can also be an overwhelm. Is you get all excited, you pull everything out, you're like, oh, this is great, I'm going to have this energy all the time. And then you get tired. And then you run out of steam. You will get tired. You will run out of energy, both physically and emotionally and decision making. Decision fatigue is a real thing. That is what slows your roll from the gung-ho exuberance that you get at the beginning. I want to say, Samantha, notice when you start to have your energy waning and start to wrap things up sooner than you'd like. Better to do that than to let everything spray out and you say, oh my gosh, it looks worse than I started. Part of the process when you are decluttering it will look temporarily worse before it looks permanently better. So don't let the worst thing discourage you. But what I want to offer is just that feeling of don't let the stuff hang out after you pulled everything out and start living that way. Okay? Okay, I'm trying to get rid of stored clutter, but my surface is falling behind. Okay, assertive dog. Here's an interesting thing. Decluttering, and notice I'm putting my hand up here, like there's a pile of clutter that's in our past. Past is over there. Here we are today. Future's that away. Notice I've got a little heart right here. In the past, you collected up a lot of stuff. Decluttering is the decreasing of the volume of those items that you inherited in the past, you collected, however it got there. Decluttering is doing that. So you doing your surface, you're just stored. But notice that one of the reasons you got that way is because you have habits of collecting things. But in order to stay decluttered, you have to become aware of the habits that got you that way and change those habits. If your surface is falling behind, it's because you haven't changed your cluttered ways. So notice that. Catch yourself on it. Just notice it. Be like, oh my God, you're right. You know what? I have just my brain, my body has been doing this for decades. So I am still used to throwing my stuff on the table, leaving it there for a long time, not putting stuff away. Just notice that. And just as soon as you catch yourself, course correct. It's like if you were on a road trip, you'd be like, oh my God, I'm going down the wrong road, or I'm veering into the wrong lane. As soon as you find it out, notice that and get back on track. It's as easy as that. Don't beat yourself up. Your brain, your body, everybody, we have habits that are ingrained for decades. So showing up once for me on TikTok and being like, oh, I'm suddenly going to change it. It's not like that. That's why the habit tracker is going to be helpful. So assertive dog, if you're not on the Destination Decluttered mailing list, maybe this will help. Free habit tracker. And there's 10 things to remind that kind of bust you on the surface clutter. So if you show up and you print that out and you say, okay, tomorrow is October 1st, also a wonderful time to start a new habit. I'm going to, for the next 30 days, I am going to just practice making sure there's nothing on my kitchen table before I go to bed at night. I'm going to catch myself when I start to throw my clothes on the floor, and I'm going to then do something different, and I'm going to pick them up and I'm going to put them in a hamper. There we go. All right. Nettie Stowell just said, that's me overwhelmed. I don't know when you tuned in. I'm only going to be here for like another 10 minutes or so, but I will download this Destination Decluttered TikTok and I upload them to Destination Decluttered on YouTube. If you listen to this, I went through, overwhelmed to down, breathe down, calm down, quiet down, write it down, chunk it down. There's all sorts of ways to catch yourself and overwhelm. Believing in overwhelm becomes a habit. Okay? The other thing too, I feel like I should mention, because I haven't mentioned it yet too, just in case anybody's interested in just knowing what I have to offer. I also do one-on-one coaching with people. Now, that is a paid thing. That's like the only thing I charge for is one-on-one coaching. I do a 10-week package. Now, right now, you don't even have it in my brain when I just got back from traveling. So my consultation calendar is off and it will be turned on next week. If you're interested in possibly me being your coach for 10 weeks, an hour a week on Zoom, paid coaching, first step to do that is to do a consultation with me to make sure what I do will help you, that we're a good fit. It's a free consultation because it's basically like being like, yeah, the inference is if the consultation goes well, we're going to go into coaching. That said, the people who are going to be told when the consultation calendar opens up to get first dibs on the consultations and my coaching availability from now until the end of the year are going to be the people on the Destination Decluttered email mailing list. So if you're on the mailing list, you're all set. But if you're not, there's just a bunch of free cool stuff that you get first dibs on. That's the only reason I mention that to you, because I don't want you to think, I didn't know that. You do. Is destinationdecluttered.com/join mailing list. Tomorrow is the Brady Bunch breeze blocking. I'm going to set up the monthly Zoom call for October. Here's the crazy thing, and I just want to put this kind of into context too. I'm doing this myself because I was away for a week, and so I want to get my head back into like the calendar and what's going on. October 1st is tomorrow. 10 weeks, if we started a 10-week package right now, next week, we would be done halfway through December. So if now is the season where you're like, oh my God, I've got the holidays coming up, the change of the season, we've got Thanksgiving, we got Christmas, we got Kwanzaa, we got Hanukkah, we got whatever the December things are, I would love to have support and help in problem solving and accountability and strategy during that time of the season. I'm just saying that it would be a good time to get on the mailing list. All right. All right. I got a few more minutes here, and then Hubs and I are hopping on the road like we always do. Rainstorms to Rosa says, I put some things I'd consider getting rid of in a box. If I don't miss it, need it after a time, it goes. I love that. I've done the same thing. I've culled some stuff from our kitchen cabinets, put them in a box down the basement, and then I say, okay, I know they're there if I need them, but if 6 weeks, 2 months pass and I don't need them, I know it's pretty much okay to get rid of them. And if I get rid of it and then I need it, I can go borrow something from somebody. That's what I believe. There we go. Barbara says, haven't found my missing library book yet, but at least I gathered 2.5 bags of recycling and trash. Every little bit helps. Every little bit helps. Okay. Yeah. Perfect time to get out in a garage. Okay. Notice that. You got it. What else? Sci-Fi Nova. All right. Glad for the pep talk. Also, when I'm not around, all of these are always like kind of archived on the Destination Decluttered YouTube channel. So when I'm not around, if you need a little pep in your step, just pop one of these on. Okay. Actually, user 1963. Hi, Beth. I didn't get a notification of your live. I thought you were still on a digital break. You know what? I technically am until tomorrow, but I like to do pop-ups sometimes. It's how I roll. I like a certain amount of accountability, like regimented stuff. So I haven't said I'm going to show up, but sometimes I like to pop up. I like to keep things flexible. So don't worry, user 1963. You can listen to the recording. Also, I know you're on the mailing list, so we're going to be on Zoom tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern, mapping out our weeks and getting our act together. So, and then I also will be, when I do that, I will also then be forecasting to see in the next week and weeks when my TikTok lives are showing up. So maybe this is a good thing too for me to mention that, yeah, when I am officially doing TikTok lives, I do a video and I pin it to the top of my TikTok page with the schedule on it. So you'll know when I do show up, and I do show up for these. But today was just kind of a pop-up, so you didn't miss anything. All right. Bob427 says, married to a clutterer that always has plans for the stuff. Notice that. Notice that there are plans for the stuff, but if the plans aren't happening, there's some stuff behind the stuff. Curiosity about why you aren't doing them or why they aren't doing it. Getting curious about that. I love it. Doing different, putting a small laundry hamper at the bottom of my stairs has been an absolute game changer. Annalisa, that's a great idea. Better start decluttering now and have less to do in 6 months. Don't resign yourself for it. Have fun with it. Here's the funny thing that people always miss. Decluttering can be really fun. You get to be your own HGTV show. You see befores and afters. You discover things that might be worth something. You walk down memory lane. You get to feel better every day. Every day you do decluttering feels better because you are changing how your home looks and feels and functions. You're getting closer to what you want it to be. I don't know why people think it's so arduous. To me, it's like a treasure hunt. My clients, my paid clients, have found money. They have found checks. They have found gift cards. They have found things that they thought they lost forever. They have found pictures that they forgot, jewelry, like even just little things that just bring value to their lives. You know, notice that. All right. All right. There we go. Once I start to declutter, I won't finish the huge project. Red Rock, New York. I love the self-awareness. That's really good. I'm afraid of, once I start to declutter, I won't finish the huge project. You know what? That's overwhelmed, saying it's a huge project. Make it smaller. Chunk it down. Calm yourself down. Sneak around those fears and do it anyway. Just have fun. I'm just going to try it. I'm just going to do it for, no big deal. No need to get all excited about it. Just going to do it for 15 minutes. No reason to get all, just I'm going to set my timer. And when it's done, don't worry. When it's done, I'm going to be done. Unless I want to stay doing it more. Okay? So just notice that. All right? There we go. My brother says he thinks of his life like a movie. That is the glowing up of your life montage. Man. Yeah. That's what I would love for you to think of. So one of the things I do with my clients when we're doing our consultations is to imagine your best life on a movie screen in front of you. I like to put it in the guise of what do you call it? A drive-in movie theater, because I like that vintage retro stuff. But just think about it. What do you want your home to look like? Up on the screen. You're looking at it. What does it look like? What does it feel like when you're in that home? How do you feel when you're in it? And how does it function? How do you just move around? Notice that, okay? There we go. Yep, no pressure. Just assist and organize. Yep. Baby steps, everybody. All right? Y'all, what else do I have here? I got like 3 more minutes. And I want to help everybody. Okay. Oh, here's a good one. How do you get rid of things that need mending but still have value? Don't want to add to landfills. Okay. Do this. Everybody, this is going to be different. I coach people from across the country and across the world. So the situations will be different depending upon where you live. But signing circus. Google to see if there is a textile recycling in your area. My family lives up in New England, and my sister was telling me about a place that they can go and donate clothing that is like, it's one of those boxes, like, in a parking lot, but it's for clothing that's too crappy to be worn, but it still can be shredded and made into other things. So look for textile recycling in your area. There may be something like that. Okay. And then the other thing too, I want to leave you with is, yeah, I get the nobleness of not wanting to add to landfills unless you can help it. But what I want to offer is, in the time that I've done this, and this is just a kind of a reality check, in the time that I started this TikTok live an hour ago, there are major corporations and companies all across the country and all across the world that have increased the amount of stuff in the landfill of the world than you and I will ever do in our entire lifetimes. I know that sounds harsh, and it's true, and it's not cool, but I say that to put it into perspective. You living a life where you feel better, where you aren't surrounded by so much stuff. If you're surrounding yourself by stuff, if your home doesn't look and feel and function like you want it to because you don't want to add things to the landfill, All you're doing is making your life not look and feel and function the way you want it to. When you die, it's all going to probably go into a landfill anyway. And your life right now, you living a life you enjoy and love that feels better to you, is as important as the environment. And the great thing is the way I teach decluttering, and I want you to do it too, is not everything goes immediately from your house to the landfill. Yeah, some of it might have to, but there are different ways you can get things out of your home into different places. Okay? I just want to say that notice the fear of the landfill is also it might just be a roadblock, shall we say. Okay? There we go. Mrs. Crafty is saying, how do I get notifications of your lives? Wicked easy. Follow my TikTok page here, Destination Decluttered. I'm signing off in a smidge, so I'll give kind of the what do you call it? The rolling credits. So, what was that? I'm sorry. I saw some things, but I need to focus. Destination Decluttered when I do TikToks. This was a pop-up. I just decided on a Saturday morning I thought it might help to share some stuff with some people. And I'm hoping what I did helped. So if it did and you want to hear more of this, Destination Decluttered here on TikTok. Follow my page. When you do that, I need to do a live. You will see that I'm live. The other thing too is I will be doing this probably tomorrow. I will post a schedule of when I'm doing a TikTok live for the following week. It's different every day. And this month, I'm going to experiment with maybe doing some of the evenings for people on the West Coast, but also for people who are just scrolling on TikTok at the end of the day. We'll see. I'm kind of an early bird, so we'll see how tired I get, but I'll be experimenting. So it will be posted on the top of my TikTok page. If you follow it, you can check there. Also, as I've said before, the Destination Decluttered mailing list. The people on that mailing list get first dibs for everything. We've got a free workshop tomorrow. There's going to be a monthly Zoom call tomorrow. Not tomorrow, this month. I send them the dates that I'm doing TikTok lives, and I open up my consultation and scheduling in my calendar for them. So if you're interested in that, destinationdecluttered.com/join. It's not, I don't spam you, because how goofy would it be if me as a decluttering coach would spam your email box? That annoys me. Workshop tomorrow. I will be sending a reminder today. That is for people on the mailing list. We're going to be doing breeze blocking, setting up your day, just get your notebook, things like that. I sent one out before. If you signed up for the email mailing list and you didn't get a welcome email, send me a message on TikTok, and I can look it up for you. Okay. Yeah. Girlfriend in Cape Cod says wicked. I'm from Mass, so I say wicked all the time too. Okay, there we go. And Mrs. Crafty, German Maid, is saying, make sure to click the notification symbol and set it to notify you. There we go. And Mama Plugs just watched my video on getting unstuck. Awesome. All right, y'all, I have to go. I will see some of you tomorrow. This has been a lot of fun. I hope it's helped you. Take a moment after this. How about this? Just shut your phone off and say to yourself, what do I want my home to look like? What do I want to feel like when I'm in my home? How do I want my home to function? That's you defining your destination. And then you say to yourself, okay, what little chunk could I do today to get closer to my destination than I was before I started, okay? You guys rock. I will see you next week because I'm going to do some more TikTok lives. Have an awesome Saturday, and maybe I'll see many of you tomorrow on the Destination Decluttered workshop for people on the mailing list, all right? We'll see you. Bye.